with like the search, what is the count? What is the max count for get search? This doesn't even mention count here. Maybe search tweets doesn't have a count parameter. Count, yeah. Up to a maximum of 100. Up to a maximum of 100. Does this mention? This doesn't mention any of the page stuff. When I tried the page stuff earlier, was it crashing? I forget. Or like, was it like not working? I'm pretty sure we got some errors, but I don't remember. Exactly. The other thing is like, I mean, I don't know if this is related, but like one of the things that I noticed with the Twitter dev.twitter.com is that it's very different than like everyone mentions it to be. So I'm guessing they revamped it recently. I don't know if that necessarily means they changed their APIs at all, but I don't know. I guess I'll be more aware of those things. Wait, until? Oh, that's interesting. Until? Returns tweets generated before the given date. Is there a corresponding after or whatever? Anyways, okay, so... Oh, yeah, wait. That's actually... nah, whatever. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, wait, get mentions... What was I gonna do? I was gonna, like, get search. Yeah. Just to see... hey, Lumpex, how's it going? Welcome. Hey. I'm searching Twitter. Kind of. No. Get search with count equals 200, returned no results. How's that work? Oh, because I didn't put in a search term. Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Wait a second. That wouldn't... This isn't case sensitive, is it? No. Okay. I was thinking like, maybe is it only returning one search result because the other one was like a different case? That would be my least favorite thing. No, the search just only ever returns one of these things. So if it's just cutting it off by time, like, no, I don't necessarily want to do that either. All right, I'll just stop whining and I'll go to the mentions thing. I'll just use mentions for now. It's just such a rude awakening. It's like, hey, that thing that should be totally easy and better and everything. Nope. Hard and worse. um, so, what are you complaining about, Max T? Since T is never used either, you're not complaining about... Oh, you are complaining about that. You're just not underlining it. Whatever. Alright, so yeah, if the length of the new search is greater than or equal to... Oh, yeah. Wait, so, it said 200 was the maximum, right? 200 is the maximum count for mentions. Alright. Actually, now I'm skeptical about using that as the criteria for inserting the gap. So yeah, I am going to do the other last retrieved thing. Last retrieved -1, and then so then if last what am I doing? No, if new search index -1 is less than or equal to greater than or equal to less than or equal to. Not that it could actually be less than. or equal to last retrieved, then there's not a gap. Oh yeah, so if it's greater than or equal to, wait, no, if it's less than or equal to, there's not a gap. Yeah. So in that case, we can just append new search. It's in the other case that we will want to oh, but actually we don't even want to append all of new search because we want to omit the last one, because the last one in that case is last retrieved, and we don't have to process last retrieved again. Although actually if we tried to process the same one multiple times, that wouldn't actually be the worst thing in the world. It would just get ignored. Like, it would get processed again, and it would be like, oh, this data already exists, and then it would just like kind of skip over it. But there's no point in doing it unnecessarily. Excuse me, sorry. I was trying to suppress the yawn. Okay, so, right, no, this is not the case. So then, else, in the else case, here, this is the case where we will append gap, and we will also append new search, but we can append all of new search. We don't have to cut off the end of it. Yeah. All right. So that was a really long explanation of how gaps get in the data, Max Meyer. So yes. Okay. Now what were we doing? All right. So this is the part where we yeah, right. Okay, so we're setting max t and since t because now we're gonna like fill the gap hypothetically. We're gonna try and fill the gap. Again, we might not be successful. So after we do this, again, what we're gonna oh yeah, hey, so so actually since t shouldn't be shouldn't be Twitter data blah 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 whatever. It should be this -1 because as we did before, we're going to check once we've ran this fetch to see if we have closed the gap or whether the gap still exists. Oh, wait a second. This could create like impossible gaps. This could create gaps that are like impossible to fill, I think. Because if the last retrieved got deleted, then there would never be a search wherein it returns a value less than or equal to last retrieved. So this only happens if the search result is non-zero. So if the search result is 0, then the gap is closed. Okay. So that can happen, and if that happens, we'll just run one additional search. We'll find that there is nothing there, and we'll close the gap. Yeah. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to say new, or I'll call it like gap search equals Twitter dot get mentions since ID. So max ID equals max t. Since ID equals since t, and Excuse me. Hey. All right. Pardon. And then, and yeah, so now what we did here before with new search, we can basically do again with gap search. So, if the length of gap search, oh, except yeah, there's an alternative case for gap search here because oh, and we're also not appending. Okay, so we'll do similar things, but not the same thing. Oh man. Sorry, that's the best compliment I've received since yesterday when someone told me I had a peso stash. I start writing these down, and then if I'm ever feeling blue, I can just like open my diary of like awful troll sayings. Or just like stupid troll comments. Sorry, I don't mean that you are literally stupid. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Okay. Right. So we're not appending here. This is where we're inserting, and we're inserting it after the gap. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know if you can insert before an index that doesn't exist. Um, yeah. Sorry, just 1 second. Bonus, oops, percent, bonus, percent, have a peso stash, stash, execute. All right. Oh, I haven't restarted. Yeah, okay. I updated the script so that it'll actually like clear out the text after I execute command, but I haven't restarted the script since I made that change. All right. Yeah. So if we found results here, then that's good. We'll say if gap search index 1 is greater than or equal to last retrieved. Wait, less than or equal to last retrieved. Then yeah. So then we can insert. Was it? I forget the order. Is it? Do we do the index first? I think we do the index first, and then we do the thing that we're inserting. Insert. Excuse me. Sorry. I'm a mess. It's kind of a miracle you guys tolerate me. All right, with value x before percent. Okay, so the position that we inserted before is I. Wait. It's I. It's position I. But actually, no. We don't insert. This is the case where we don't insert. Sorry. Twitter data index or Twitter data index I equals gap search. We just replace it because this is the place. This is the case where not only did we get results, we got literally all the results. We filled the gap. We literally filled the gap, so we don't have to insert. I was like, wait, should I insert the gap? Should I insert the new value first and then pop the other value, or should I pop the other value first and then insert? I was like, no, wait. Okay. Yeah, and so we don't have to append, or we don't have to insert a new gap here, because in the other case, we simply insert over the old gap, or we insert after the old gap to indicate that there is still a gap there. So insert at index I plus 1. El Salem, I'm slightly concerned because your frown is getting longer, but if it makes you feel any better, you look slightly gayish. I'm just kidding. It's funny because that's what that was the troll comment that he had said to me to make me feel better. So, um, okay, to make me feel better. Okay, so it's not that funny. I find it amusing. I find a lot of things amusing though. So, um, yeah, just because I was thinking I might like make the just because the I might make the gaps generic and just like plug gaps on the start and the end as needed. I'm just gonna say if the length of what if the it's the same check that I'm running up here. If the because I think I feel like if you try and insert after the like beyond the length of the like if you use an I value that's greater than the length of the array, then that's probably not going to be. I feel like that'd be frowned upon. So, um, if I plus one, yeah, if I plus one is less than, yeah, this one here, and then so if it's less than, then we'll insert it. Because then if it's not, then we're actually appending it. We're not inserting it. Should be weird. No, it's not that weird actually. No, this actually can happen. This happens in the case that we have a gap and we search for new data, but we don't find any new data. And so there's just that gap remaining. Yeah, so actually this is good, I think. Excuse me. So yeah, so basically the same thing except we just append it instead of whatever else. So doop doop append gap search. All right. Yeah. All right. Cool. And then oh, I forgot. I'm not closing this parenthesis. Save that, and then okay. Chat. What would I do without chat? I'd be a boring developer who's not a streamer. Is what I'd do without chat. Um, I All right. So now we're fetching data. Now I mean, I haven't restarted the script like all day, so it's of course not happening yet. But like hypothetically, if I restarted the script, we're now fetching data. So let's do something with it, I guess. I mean, if I want to, yeah, no, you know what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to, for starters, I'm probably going to just read through the data and like spit it back out or something. Oh yeah, and you know what I can do to test this hypothetically is I can put the what is it, the search, like the get mentions. Oh, whoa, I haven't. Whoa, well, for one thing, I misspelled mentions. But the other thing is I haven't actually put the count up to equals 200. And actually, to test this, what I can do is I can put the count down to like 1, and that way it can't get all of them, and it will have to do multiple passes in order to get all of them. So yeah, last retrieved. This also gets passed in, I think, probably, because we're gonna like for the well, I won't do it yet, but for the final version, we're going to save our progress so that way we don't have to go back in time. Wait a second, actually. Oh wait, I don't think I'm quite done yet. Because I think I'm only I think I'm so this will handle fetching new data, and it'll handle filling in gaps. But I think there is one last case. Well, I mean, I guess you could kind of think of it as a gap, but am I thinking of it as a gap yet? Because what about the case where no, I'm not really. Hold on. What if wait, last retrieved? Oh no, I'm not supposed to be using last retrieved here. Wait a second. Hold on, yeah, I did make a small oversight here. Um, no. All my code is very Hadouken code. I don't know why people are so offended by the shape of code. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, no, this isn't supposed to be last retrieved here, which is I just kind of glossed over that, and that's why it seemed like it was making sense, but it was in fact not. This is supposed to be since t, right? Yeah, yeah. For one thing, but also since t could equal none, and in the case that since t equals none, that's the case that I haven't accounted for yet. Um, hmm. All right, what do I want to do? I want to fill in these gaps, and but I can't assume a bottom to this. So in the case that yeah no in the case that there's no bottom to this, the case that since t doesn't exist, what then? Um, maybe since t doesn't equal none. Maybe since t is the like the origin point, the last retrieved. Like the last retrieved. I think I'm no no. I need another value similar to last retrieved, like the floor, because we never want to like go through the floor. We're eventually um I uh sorry, excuse me one second. I'm not actually going anywhere. I'm just gonna mute the microphone for a second. I'll be right back. Pardon the delay. Um, I yeah. So I guess like I don't know. I'll just call it the floor or whatever. Because we yeah floor. Uh, so hmm. Maybe we should check this sooner. Because like in the case that since t in the case that we hit the floor, uh, we can kind of stop. We can stop doing this like backfilling. Like the because like filling in gaps and backfilling like that's only necessary in some cases. Like eventually we can catch up and we can we can get to a point where we're actually good and we can stop and we don't have to be running this test anymore. So maybe that's not handled by gaps though. Last retrieved. Yeah, maybe that's not handled by uh, uh, how would so since t why can't this be none, or why shouldn't this be none? Because so far gaps have a definite. It's not a. It's because at least the way I'd been setting it up initially, it's not a gap. No, there's never a. There's never a. There's never. There's always a floor. So, yeah. So floor. I don't know. For starters, it's not literally going to equal 0. It's gonna. We're gonna load it in, because we're gonna keep track of it. Like basically, the floor is like the the maximum value with no gaps underneath it. The maximum value of a tweet that we've processed with no gaps underneath it. And it'll always exist. And I guess actually, there's not really a programmatic way to put it in the first place. I guess like once I'm done with this system, I'll just like choose the first floor, like choose the starting floor. Hey, Sir, Sir Lol Troll Leader, welcome. How's it going? So yeah, actually floor equals 0 is a dangerous thing to say if I'm going to set up the system the way I'm planning on setting up this system, because floor equals 0 means it will try and like go all the way back to the origin of Twitter. It's like it'll like go literally through, it would hypothetically try and go through literally the entire history of Twitter, which is probably not advisable. Especially considering I made this account several days ago. So maybe I'll just call the floor for now, like, oh yeah, this is the earliest one that could ever come up in a search result, so I'll just call this the floor for starters. Because no one can go back in time and mention trusty Bard prior to this date, or prior to that date, prior to any of these. These are, by definition, the first 5 search results that will ever come up. But, alright. So, last retrieved. Am I using that correctly? I guess so. Oh, not necessarily, because the other thing is that regardless of those things, new search index 0 .id is the new value of last retrieved. Because last retrieved is like floor, except for the latest search results. So it's more like it's like a temporary scaffolding rather than a floor. Sorry. All right, so we have the floor. Yeah. What are the cases here? I mean, like, no, yeah, you know what? So if so this oh man. Uh, so if I just like I was thinking of like setting it so that gaps could be used on either end of the array, and I was thinking that would be cute. I might not though. I might not put gaps on the bottom edge. Uh, uh, um, because that it might just be easier not to do that. So uh, oh yeah, I mean all right. So last retrieved will never be lower than floor, right? Okay, yeah, and I can replace this none thing because okay, yeah. So oh yeah, no wait no, sorry, not I didn't mean for it to be that exact number. I meant for it to be equal to floor. Um, uh, um, I made an ASCII art once. I don't think I have it on this computer though. I like ASCII art. It's fun. Although I'd point out that that's technically ANSI art, but just alright, don't mind me. Uh, uh, so yeah, what in the, so if I is greater than zero, what if I is zero? What if the well, I was just kind of saying that there shouldn't be a gap in that position, but there could be. No, there could be a gap in that position. And then what if there is a gap in that position? Maybe that's fine. No, yeah, maybe this is actually fine. I just need a oh yeah, so huh. No. I huh. Alright, so I do need an else case. I do need one other else case. And I need a another value kind of like last retrieved, but that goes in the opposite direction. I need like a temporary ceiling. Because the other direction that I have to be moving in. Yeah, okay. So last retrieve. I'll call this like new floor instead of last retrieved. Uh, because the other thing I need is like the old ceiling or something along those lines. Okay, so there, here, and there are the places that last retrieved get mentioned. Um, oh wait, that wasn't I saying that this is not supposed to be last retrieved? Oh wow, I think I was saying that a while ago and then I forgot about it. Because yeah, no, this is supposed to be since t. Uh, all right, and then yeah, I need an else case. The only downside to how punched in my code gets is it's hard to line these up sometimes. So yeah. So what is this else case? So actually, this might be another if case, and another else if. Because yeah, like I said, so uh, so like ceiling equals what does it start as? I guess 0. I mean, new floor doesn't actually start as 0. Although it could actually. Yeah, because new floor gets replaced almost immediately. So new floor actually can start at 0. No, new floor shouldn't be less than floor. So like so actually yeah, so we'll pass in floor and then new floor will equal floor. And then there should be a way to bypass some of this stuff too. Because in the case that we're searching for new, in the case that we're searching for new stuff, oh yeah. Yeah, wait a second. Maybe I don't need this else case. Because, like, new search... No, I do need that else case. But when new search comes up as 0, I think I need an else case here. So if the length of new search... No, maybe I'll just leave that as it is for now. I was thinking I could, like... Because, like, hypothetically, there's the case where the script starts running and then it immediately closes because if it was a quiet night and no one replied, then like the very first search, the new search, using the floor, using like the legit floor, not just the new floor, like back when the new floor is equivalent to the floor, there might be 0 results, hypothetically. But I don't know. I don't really care about that case. No. So else if what? Else if ceiling is greater than floor. Basically, we just want to like crush it all together. So else if ceiling is greater than floor. Wait, 0 is not greater than floor. So, wait, is there like int.max or whatever? Oh, wait a second, hold on. Something just occurred to me. Okay, I'm printing the string version of Twitter ID. Because when I wasn't printing the string version of Twitter ID, it did give me an error. So this is a number. Okay. It just occurred to me, like, what if that comes in as a string? But no, okay. Excuse me. Oh, man. I should pay more attention to chat, because sometimes I miss when people say, like, goodbye, and then I'm sad because I missed it. Yeah, is there, like, Python, like, whoops, Python int.max? Is that, like, a thing? Because that would be helpful. Max value, there we go. Oh, wait, no. Sys.maxin, there we go. Wait, yeah. Wait, really? Wait, hold on. What's the maximum integer? Because that looks about as big as the, that looks almost as big as the, oh, right, because these aren't integers, these are longs, right? I guess this one is technically bigger. Right. Technically. Yeah, it is a little bit bigger. But those are, no, what are they? It's like, it's not ints, they're like, it was the thing that came up in the error message when we got the error earlier. It was like, I don't know. Whatever those things are called. Long, yeah. Right, okay. So wait, this is, yeah, string, so I guess technically max long instead of max int. I wonder if that's a thing. So if it is, it'd probably be sys.maxLong or something. Let's find out. So ceiling equals sys.max long. Oh, nope, doesn't like that. Max int. Oops. Sys.max max size. What's max size? System largest positive integer supported by the platform's pi. Oh, interesting. Oh, interesting. All right, so it's probably a smaller number. What it is it a dumb question to say? What is max long? um, max long. I don't know. Yeah, maximum value for long integer. That's the one. There's no explicit defined in it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Amount of available address spaces forms a practical limit. Alright. Long integers have unlimited precision. Unlimited precision! Integers will automatically switch to long. Cool. For integers, yeah, okay. Come on, get to the point. Floats. I don't care about these. I don't know. It just has to be arbitrarily big. So, you know what? I'm just gonna say, blammo. Wait, hold on. I'm not multiplying it by 2. I'm literally concatenating it to itself. So, I'm multiplying it by a very big number. I don't know. I just like the fact that this number is already so close to max int. Like, I don't know. Alright, so and it really doesn't matter if it gets imprecise or anything, because the first time we run this other search down here, we're going to set it to a reasonable number. What number is it? It's the oh yeah, actually. Oh yeah. Yeah. Right, we are gonna set ceiling here? No. Are we? No. No, I'm alright. It's like it's not like what I'm working on is like that difficult. It's mostly that it's a new challenge to me. I've never like I don't know. I mean, frankly, what I'm doing is I'm like hacking someone else's, like, not hacking, but like hackily getting like the search data that we need out of like some other system. And I guess, yeah, that's, I don't know, it's slightly new. Okay, so and ceiling is greater than floor. This is the case that wait. Yeah, there's no new data to process. There's no new data to process, and there's no gaps. Really? Yeah, but this will introduce a gap really fast. Oh. This will introduce a gap really fast, and and then actually, yeah, this will this will introduce a gap really fast, and then so is this case like? This case might only evaluate once ever. So maybe maybe it is overkill to like make this whole other case for it. Maybe I should just what I was planning on doing here. I could just initialize it. Uh, Initialize it up here, and then yeah, that might. I think that's actually technically easier. I should get like one version of the system working, and then I can worry about like how to rearrange it in a way that's like more convenient. Okay. So since I don't think I finished this part of it. So since t equals floor, uh, if yeah right. So the if I in the case that I equals 0, which is this else case. Wait, no. Oh no, I didn't put in that I equals 0 case. That no, that else was for something else. um, so in the case that I equals 0, this is working on the gap that gets put in really like the first thing. Um, uh, and when we're working on the gap that is at index 0, that's when we can move up the floor. Oh, and when we move up the floor, we'll want to actually save the new floor value. Like literally, like save it to. I mean, I won't do that yet because it'll be easier to test this multiple times if I don't have to keep deleting that data file. Um, all right. So do I have to do anything up front if this is I equals 0? No, I guess it's fine to just say since equals floor, and then but then the other thing I can do is say oh yeah, wait, hold on, I forgot something. If Twitter data equals gap, uh yeah, this the other thing we can do after we process this is break, because we don't have to loop over literally everything. uh Excuse me. um but yeah, here so if yeah, if gap search. Oh yeah, wait, hold on. If the length of gap search is greater than 0, we do that. But actually, if the length of gap search equals 0, so the else case here is actually pretty important because oh wait, did I put this break in the wrong place? No, that's correct. Uh, Because when the length of gap search equals 0, that also means that we close the gap. And so whereas in the other case we can just abstain from putting in the gap, in this case we actually have to get rid of the gap that's actually there. It's already there. So yeah, okay, so right. Okay, so good, yeah. So Twitter data index I dot pop. Excuse me, no. Twitter data dot pop index I, or argument I. And if once again we'll check. So if I equals 0 equals 0, this is the case where floor equals what? Floor equals, whoa, everything. Whoa, what does floor equal here? um Not new floor. It equals Well, I guess I should I guess I should go with the. Oh no, no, I don't actually change floor here. No, I don't change floor here. Wait, wait, wait. No. I oh no, no. Okay, no, wait, wait, wait. I do change floor. Sorry. I do change floor here. Cuz floor here, oh man, it's so okay. So the other fun thing about this is that this is still only the data collection part. And actually floor, although it gets saved out as one value, it gets used as two different values. So for example, I do change floor here. I just don't save floor here because the floor that we change here is just about the data we've collected. We might not have processed it, and so if we collect data and don't necessarily process it, we will want to collect it and process it again the next time we run the script. Okay, sorry. So okay, so floor here in this case, actually, we can go as high as we can go to the so we can say so for okay, so actually no, the gap that we just processed was necessarily the lowest gap in the no, it was necessarily the highest gap, and by highest I mean furthest towards the end of this list. So we can, because we just popped index I, if I equaled 0, then we'll know that at index 0, because gaps can't. Did we decide that gaps can't be adjacent? Yeah, I'll double check. Because if there were adjacent gaps, then we don't want to move the floor yet. Because adjacent gaps, like I said, are equivalent to single gaps. And so if we only cleared half of an adjacent gap, then we still have a gap there. So if I equals 0 and I well, so yeah, actually, I'll do what we were doing before with this Twitter data weird thing, because yeah, so if Twitter data index 0 not equal gap and the length of Twitter data 0 data 0 the length of Twitter data 0 is the length of sorry the length of Twitter data 0 length of Twitter data 0 is sorry, the length of Twitter data 0 is greater than 0. I was distracted. I was distracting myself with just thinking about like how I will eventually like trim this data off in the end. Like how like so like but by wrapping up this section, I'll be finishing like how the data gets put together, like how the data gets pulled from the network and like assembled into like this, you know, this like backlog of data. And then I was just thinking of like how to pull the data off later. And I might just pull it from one end. I might just unravel it from one end, because I don't know if that'll necessarily like it. I don't know what there are in terms of like concerns regarding conflict while working on this data in multiple threads on the same time. But so yeah, I don't think that what it was. So it was like going through my head was not necessarily thinking about like how to avoid that, but just in terms of like performance, or just like generally like what is the right way to no, not that to to set up something in a situation like that. And it could be, I mean, it's entirely possible that the, oops, this is supposed to be -1. It's entirely possible that the, uh, sorry, it's it's entirely possible that the answer is like everything I'm doing is wrong and I shouldn't be doing it this way, but I don't know. We'll find out. The gaps at the front. I think I should probably put my foot down and say there shouldn't be gaps at the front. Yeah, there shouldn't be gaps at the front. It shouldn't start with a gap. So I think I'll keep it pretty much like this for the most part. I think it'd be more confusion than it's worth to have a gap at the front. Because the nice thing about that is that then when we're moving up the floor, we can assume the presence. Because if there's a gap, then there shouldn't be the last index of this list shouldn't be a gap. And so that way, if we're processing a gap, we can assume that the next thing is not a gap, or is if we process a gap, we can assume that the next thing is, I mean, hypothetically a gap in case something goes weird, but like at least something other than a gap. Wait, if I'm chewing from the same list of data, is that going to mess up my capacity to... If I'm chewing data out of this list... Oh, weird. So, shit, yeah, no, it just occurred to me, like, I need to, like, check these, like, so, like, what I'm doing here is, like, building a to-do list, basically, for the data processing. And then, what I want to do eventually is actually start checking these things off, so... In terms of how I would go about doing that, let me think. I might, yeah, like I was saying before, I might, yeah, no, I think I know what I'm gonna do. I will chew from just one end. Specifically, I'll only take off the most recent pieces, and then, in the case that hmm. Sorry, I was just thinking in the case that I clear a gap, what? I should probably handle the merges. Like I should probably resolve the. Oh yeah. Because like if I'm, huh? Oh, that's interesting. So like this is a jagged list of arrays, but in the case that I'm removing a gap, like no, I guess I don't have to make it non-jagged. I don't have to like literally. I was thinking like when I take a gap out from between two of these like jagged pieces, I could smush the two pieces together, but I don't think that's necessary because I'm getting rid of the gap. So okay, so the other yeah, so when I'm reading in this data, just so that I don't like mess up the gaps, like just so I don't like cause more trouble with the gaps than whatever. I'm gonna halt processing. Basically, so yeah, so the because the first thing that we do is we get the newest data. So we'll always work from the newest data. We'll work through the newest data we have, and when we get to the end of the newest data, uh, either we'll have cleared, either we clear all of it or we get to a gap. And because like we use the endpoints of the gap to keep track of how wide the gap is, we won't actually clear the endpoints of the gap later on. And so the endpoint, although we'll technically have fetched it already, we won't process it. Or maybe we'll process it. Yeah, we can process it, we just won't remove it. And it'll stay there. Or maybe we just won't process it. I don't, probably doesn't make a huge difference either way. But actually, so maybe yeah, no, actually maybe the gaps should keep track of their own. Um, hmm. Maybe so. Yeah, actually, maybe it'd be cleaner if the gaps kept track of their own endpoints. Um, so that they don't rely on their neighbors, because that just leaves those neighbor data points in kind of a limbo sort of state. So like I don't really have to change much. Oh, I never actually finished this part. I should finish this before I completely go off on another tangent. This is the case where we raise the floor. So floor equals floor equals Twitter data index 0 index 0, because we it's like index so Twitter data index 0 is the first chunk of Twitter data before a gap or possibly the end of the list, and that's the floor, because the floor never gets higher than the lowest gap. Okay. So yeah, should I make gaps keep track of their own endpoints? Like, would that be? I don't really see it being urgent. Basically, it just means that like, even though we fetched those data points, technically they're part of the gap data that we haven't. That's still in limbo. So I think that's fine for now. Some it would technically be slightly more optimized to do it the other way. So wait, this ceiling floor business, do we even have to do this? What is this? This is just for setting the ceiling in the first place, because we need to have a ceiling. I think I was leaning towards just getting rid of this and just updating the ceiling here. No, I can't just update the ceiling here. Yeah, no, so, okay, so if ceiling is greater than floor, uh, the ceiling is what is the ceiling? The ceiling is the lowest value, the ceiling is the oldest value that we've fetched today, or like since the script started running. The ceiling is so oh yeah, I think that was irking me. There's like this one case where we just have to set the ceiling by running a new search. But then every other time we set the ceiling, it'll be in another way. So like, I don't know, it was just irking me like, um, should I put where's that one off go? Does the one off go here? Does the one off go down here? Um, can I wish I could put the one off up here, but I don't think that would be the best thing. I think that would actually be not quite right. Like, I wish I could initialize it to the correct value, but I can't initialize it until we get search results. So we need at least those some search results. So, all right, fine. So if the length of new search is greater than 0, if new search -1 is less than or equal to new floor, then yeah. So gap, new floor, oh, so it's yeah, so it's only in the place that we introduce a gap that we actually have to care about the ceiling. Huh. Um. Hmm. So, sorry, I'm gonna mute the microphone for 1 second. I'm not going anywhere though. I'll be right back. Pardon the delay. Um, okay, so in this case, new search is less than or greater, yeah, less than or equal to new floor. So in the case that we're creating a gap, if there's no gap, we never need a ceiling. But do we need to set the ceiling in either case? We might just want to set the ceiling in either case. If only to like deactivate that other case from ever really having to evaluate, maybe? I don't know. Uh, um, so yeah, I'll just. So if what would it be? If I hate introducing a conditional that I know will only evaluate once. I don't want to do that. So actually, yeah. Is there? I should do it outside of the loop because I know I only have to evaluate it once, which is fine. I can just do it out of the loop the first time. Seems wasteful. A lot of this is a little bit wasteful, though. Not really wasteful, because it only evaluates once every minute. I have to just remind myself, like, even if it's, like, slightly gawky, it evaluates once every minute, so it's not that bad. And this only evaluates even when new things are found, which will be less. Alright. And maybe I'll find a better place for it later. Alright, so ceiling, or no, if what is it? It's new floor. It's the lowest. It's just flatly the oldest. It's flatly the it's just flatly the oldest thing that we've ever found. It's fine if there are gaps above it. So if so I guess I should be checking this pretty much every time we run one of these searches. So if yeah. All right. So, if new search, new search, yay! Happy Jorisk birthday Eve to all of you. uh, and I'm not gonna risk it. Happy birthday, Jorisk. Just in case. Who knows? I don't know. What if, like, it's snowing where I am, so what if my power goes out and I'm offline tomorrow or something, and I don't get a chance to say it to you? I'll say it to you now. I'll probably get a chance, hopefully I'll get a chance to say it to you tomorrow as well, but happy birthday, Jarisk. Happy tomorrow, birth tomorrow. Okay, right, so if new search is, or new search index, the last position? Yeah, the last position. Dot ID is greater than ceiling, less than ceiling. If it's less than ceiling, because there's a race to the bottom. Ceiling. Ceiling is one of those words that I accidentally type it the wrong way a lot of times, which is dangerous. Uh, uh, Sometimes, because it's not like there's autocorrect here. Oh, cool! Then I will get to say. I will get. I will almost certainly get a chance to say happy birthday to you on your birthday. Uh, okay. Ceiling. Equals new search -1 .id, because so we'll do this here, and then we'll also do this for for these searches here, because yeah, when we have a gap, like a gap can a gap can indicate that there's a gap between data that we've been searching for in this session, or a gap can also just indicate the that we haven't reached the floor yet. So yeah. So wait, was it? Where is it? It was gap search. Yeah. So if gap search had any length to it at all, then we'll want to say if oops, if gap search index -1 .id is less than ceiling. Yeah. All right. So oh yeah, and then here as well, gap search. All right, cool. And then so yeah, then the last thing that we do is if there are, wait, there's a gap between the the floor and the between. So wait, maybe we don't need another case here. Maybe what we need is what? Oh, yeah, actually wait, something that I forgot here is breaking. Oh no, we don't have to break here. No, we don't break there. We were only breaking because of this for loop. We don't have to. That was the only reason we had this break here. We don't have to break the other ones. So wait, yeah. Let me just think about this for a second, because it might be that. I'm just okay. So if we're raising up the floor, do we even need to care about the ceiling? Or just like maybe the last gap is actually like satisfactory for this purpose? The what happens when yeah, no, maybe this is overkill. Or maybe this is just like strictly redundant, because so like what happens, okay, so the script starts and either it gets all the search data up front, or it doesn't, and there's a gap introduced. And then from I mean, there's actually kind of a lot of cases, because like the next time it searches, it can either find new stuff and introduce a new gap, or find new stuff but not introduce a new gap. The tough thing is if it just keeps finding new stuff. Oh, can I do that? Because if it just keeps finding new stuff, it never gets to a point where it can process the old stuff. Which is not a likely scenario again, but like maybe instead of strictly starting with the new stuff every time, maybe I should alternate between the two. Because like when it was 20, like when these calls were like, a matter of like seconds apart, like that wasn't so bad, but like now that these are like a minute apart, it wouldn't be that hard to get to like choke up the Oh, wait a second. I can't even do this. Can I? No, I can't even. Wow, yeah, no, so I definitely have to alternate. Right, because if I'm calling the new search here, and so because I'm calling the search here, I have to wait a minute before I can call the gap search. So yeah, I have to get rid of ceiling because like I can't alternate between three things. So I just have to make sure the way I set up gap search works. Uh, Yikes. So maybe not that, now that I'm thinking along those lines, I'm thinking maybe there is a better way to organize this. Um, oh man. All right. Well, I'm not going to touch this just in case. Because like I think worst case scenario, I could just bump up the cooldown to 2 minutes, and then sometimes it would be making two calls. But I'm allowed to call a minute, so as long as I don't make more than two calls every 2 minutes. I mean, really, the limit is 15 calls every 15 minutes. So worst case scenario, I can just keep this and set the limit to 2 minutes. But let me as dumb as this sounds, let me just try another idea. Uh, just for fun. Why not? All right. So I'll call this def get Twitter data 2 or something. Pardon. Uh, and just like before, we need Twitter data time, Twitter data cooldown. Sure, why not? Um, because I think like, especially if I'm going to be using mentions and have that 1 minute cooldown, I should just suck it up and oh, I should just suck it up and clear out all the back data first. Like so, okay. So basically, what I'm doing now is like hypothetically, what I'm doing now is, or with the first approach is like we so like we at intervals at like 1 minute intervals we check. Wait, what? Oh, I'm using white ink. At 1 minute intervals, we check if there's. Am I still using white ink? Click on black. Good. Okay. At intervals, we check if there are any new tweets, and let's say like, well, it's actually a much more elaborate diagram. So let's say like this is hypothetically how many tweets like came in when we started the script. So like this is us starting the script, right? Like at this point right here. This is where it starts. I don't have my tablet set up, so I'm drawing with my mouse, which is why everything's stupid. So like the first thing that happens is that we cut off a big chunk off the top. So we get all these, and these get queued up for processing, right? So a minute later, what we do is we check if there's any more, and if there's more, we add that on to the stack as well. It's only in the case that there's not more that we actually go in and we cut out another chunk down here. So the thing that I'm just realizing is that if there, especially now that it's 1 minute long that we have to wait, actually 2 minutes long because of how I set it up. Oops. If there's always more, if there's always more, if there's always more, if every 2 minutes there's more, then we never actually get back. We never actually get to processing these. So that I don't like. Yay! Happy Jarisk Eve! Happy Jarisk Day Eve. um, excuse me. So I think the approach that I'm going to try next is something more like this. So like first, so the script starts up again, right? For some reason this time it's really bendy. I don't know what that's about. Vinny, hey, how's it going? Welcome. Uh, so yeah, so again, the script starts up and we take this big old chunk right off the top, and then the difference is though a minute later, maybe there are more added, like maybe, but we don't actually know because we don't actually even bother checking because we know we're not done yet. Or because we don't know whether we're done yet with this chunk down here, because that's the other thing is like we don't actually know how many are here until we've finished looking. So so in order to before we even bother with anything newer than that, we keep going and we keep going and we keep going until we get to the bottom. So the nice thing about that is that it actually doesn't introduce gaps because we're always searching contiguous chunks. I mean, it kind of yeah no it doesn't introduce a gap. Like the worst it ever introduces is like this unknown space up here. Well, okay, so I guess it could kind of introduce a gap, but it could only ever have one gap at a time because ooh, Swift. That sounds like fun. I am working in Python currently. I'm making I have a yeah. So Trusty Bard. The thing Trusty Bard is talking about is this game here. It's Trusty Bard is he's a robot. He's the storyteller for this game. Uh, and now I'm making I'm putting Trusty Bard on Twitter. So we'll have so it won't just be the game won't just play out in chat. It'll also play out on Twitter as well. So yeah, I've never really like had to deal with like fetching fetching like tweet data or like anything of that nature from like the server. So I'm like I found like I don't know the some of the rules that they have for like how you're allowed to fetch this data is like really arbitrary and stuff. So it's an interesting process. It's a learning process and it's an iterative process. We're making progress though. So yeah, so with this new approach, we start at the top and then we work our way down to the bottom. Then, like, who knows how much has been added since the last time we were at the top. But the next time we go to the top, again, we take off as much as we can, like this chunk here, and we put it in for processing. And then we take this chunk here, and then, so like there technically is this gap, right? Because we can create this gap here, for example. But there's instead of like having this like weird like jagged array or anything, we only have to worry about one chunk at a time. And so the floor is in a much more obvious place, and the ceiling we don't need like a well no we still need like a new floor, we still need a floor, and we need a ceiling, but like it's just conceptually much simpler. The downside is that until the backlog is clear, the the events won't be as interactive from Twitter. But I think that's fine, cause like I don't know. Maybe I'll just get in the habit of like running the script before I start streaming. Like I won't wait until I start streaming in order to run the script. I'll just like maybe I'll just have like a way that I can toggle the events off. So when I start running the script, the events will be just deactivated, and it can just start clearing through the backlog if needed. And I mean, I don't necessarily anticipate that the backlog will need clearing very often, or that this will even come up very often yet, but it could. And yeah. All right. So all right. So yeah. So once again, we have the ceiling, we have the floor, and we have the new floor. Uh, oops. All right. So this time, let's go about it a little different. Let's say new floor doesn't have to equal floor. What does new floor equal this time? So what's the rule is generally floor. So if ceiling is greater than floor, yeah. All right. So it doesn't really matter what new floor is for starters, because the first thing we check is I don't know. I might change my mind on that in a second. But the first thing we want to check is if ceiling is greater than floor. Actually, maybe we don't check this up front. Maybe we check this after we're done searching for stuff. So, yeah, no, let's search first. So ceiling. So let's say so new search equals Twitter dot get mentions where max, what were they called? It was max ID equals actually, I guess the first thing we want to do doesn't have a max ID. Or yeah, so we can use our arbitrarily high ceiling as our max ID. So max ID equals ceiling since ID. No, we don't need a since ID. Just max ID. Oh yeah, and we want to specify that count equals 200, I think. Yeah. So if new search, if the length of new search is greater than 0, then what can we say? We can say ceiling equals the lowest. No. Okay. So yeah. So if the length of new search is greater than 0, first, what should we check? We should be checking things like sorry, I'm just trying to think ahead, but it's probably it's probably not very interesting to watch me think ahead. So I'll think in real time. Um, so if we got back search results, then the new ceiling, or no, first thing the new floor. So okay, so if now I'm just trying to think again about the the way we handle this data on the other end, like when it gets not when it gets like populated, like not when we read the data in, but when the data actually gets processed, and how we're gonna chip away at that at this data that we're collecting. And I want to make sure that we put it together in a way that we can chip away at it cleanly without disruption. So basically, I guess the rule there is just that I shouldn't reference the data itself. I should, if I would reference the data, I should just keep track of that same data separately, so that way it's not susceptible to like weirdness. I can reference the search results when I get them, just not after I've gotten them. If it's not new search data, then I shouldn't rely on its persistence. Um, I'm sorry. I have to step away from the keyboard for just a moment. I'm not going to be gone very long. I just like not more than like a matter of minutes, but I apologize. I'm gonna activate way mode on side quest so you guys can play that for a few minutes. And sorry, I'll be back as soon as I can. Sorry, just 1 second. Bye. Sorry, be right back. Hey, sorry. Sorry about that. Yeah, so what are we doing? What is this Twitter stuff I see here? What is that all about? Um, Alright, right, so, uh, um, yeah, okay, so the length of so if the length of search is greater than 0, the first thing that we check is whether, we've hit the floor. So, okay, so there are two things that could happen. Oh yeah, we're still in away mode. Deactivate away mode. There are two things that could happen here. There's the condition that we've hit. Okay. There's the condition that we should stop looking downwards and start again at the top, and that's the condition where what is it? It's where right, either we hit the floor, or we didn't hit the floor, but we got 0 search results by looking downwards. Okay, wait. So, let me think about how to set this up. No, you know what? I'm not going to think too hard. I'm just going to start setting it up, and I can rearrange it as needed. All right. If new search index index -1 index -1, the last item in the list is less than or equal to, and this time it actually can be less than floor. Oh, yeah, it can be less than floor. So actually, I guess I should put in the since ID. Yeah, there's no harm in putting in since ID floor. -1. So if new search is less than or equal to floor, which hey PerkTech, how's it going? Welcome. So it shouldn't actually be less than floor per se, but it could be equal to it sometimes. So in the case that it is, if new search is less than or equal to floor, this is one of the conditions wherein we hit the bottom, and we're clear to start at the top again. Sorry. So new floor. I think we need new ceiling to. No, we don't need new ceiling. What? Yeah, no, we don't need new ceiling. Right. Okay. So yeah, what happens here is we'll put the ceiling back up to something absurdly high, because the next time we search, we want to search from literally like as high as it goes. Yes, PerkTech. Yes, indeed. Did you read my fact section, my frequently asked question section, or are you just or are you actually curious about that? Because if you're actually looking for the answer, it's in my frequently asked question section. Spoiler alert: the answer is yes. Okay. So yeah. So yeah. Right. That's all we really need to do there. No, except, okay, so then the other thing we do is new floor equals, floor equals new floor. Floor equals new floor. Wait, new floor? What does new floor equal? Wait. Because new floor is supposed to keep track of like the absolute highest that we've had. Oh man, my I think I'm offline, aren't I? Because I have 0 kilobit. Oh, I'm not disconnected? Wow, I dropped down to like 0 kilobytes per second upload speed. And my network is... Oh, there it goes again. Alright. My work is dropping frames like crazy. Sorry if the stream quality gets low for a minute. It's, oh gosh. Yeah, it's just up and down right now. So hopefully that'll fix itself soon. But I'll just wait. I'll just assume that it's going to come back in the near future and not worry about it. Yeah. I left that answer as ambiguous as possible, Joris. um, okay. So yeah. So new floor doesn't equal floor. I mean, no, it can. It doesn't hurt for it to equal floor. But actually, I mean, it could equal 0. No, it shouldn't. So yeah. So basically, yeah. I guess I can just say. Oh no, I can make this an else case. So like else. So okay. So new search -1 is less than or equal to floor. Else. So in the else case, there might be more cases in there before we hit this else case, but one of the else cases is if or in the else case, if it doesn't really need to be an else if, but there's also no harm in making an else if. Else if floor, no wait, if new search, because we want new floors to be the highest value that we've ever got before. So new search index 0 dot id is greater than start talking in slow-mo. Okay. I can. Oh, I probably missed the window, right? It was probably back when the was it like making my voice choppy or something? Well, okay, so my you guys can see it, right? Or it's covered up by my head, but like this little green square right here is what I'm looking at when I say my frames are dropping and stuff. So like, look, it just keeps turning red and stuff, like, and the drop frames thing goes flying upwards. So I don't know, like I'm not doing anything different right now. It's just my network is being like super cool. So I apologize. Hopefully it'll get better soon, or it'll just keep doing that. I don't know. I'm just gonna leave that on screen for a little while. All right. All right. So if new search ID is greater than new floor, if we ever get a search value that's higher than new floor, we want to keep it. We want to say new floor equals new search dot id. Oh, and also yeah, we're supposed to be saying dot id, because if we don't say dot id, things are gonna get screwy. I'm not on Wi-Fi. So, go figure. No, I have a. Oh, I was gonna pull my Ethernet cable over so that you could see that I'm on an Ethernet cable, but. All right. Yeah. Okay. So, was there anything else that we need to do here? No, not really. One thing I'm gonna forget to do, but I shouldn't forget to do, is actually like save the data that we're getting, because like the new search data, we do have to save it. All right, so see, the other thing is so if lens search is equal to 0, so that's the else case here, then this is also a case where ceiling becomes absurdly high and floor becomes new floor. Sometimes that'll be redundant, but I actually most of the time I have a pretty good internet connection. Someone had me do the speed test thing, and I think I got like 50 megabits, whatever's the correct one per second upload, and like something like 12 or no 50 download, like 12 upload or like 16 upload or something like that. I was impressed with it. Like I was like justified. But then sometimes it does this. And like some days like the internet connection will just like completely drop and I'll get kicked offline like 6 times in the same day. I think 6 is my record. Or my internet connections record. All right, so I think this is like all I have to do. I think this is literally all I have to do. Which I already like it way better than this other system. um, yeah, I apart from the fact that my internet connection is apparently evil right now, or like just going through some situations, it's mostly quite good, I would say. um, I like Joris's explanation. Um, okay, so yeah, I think the only other thing I have to do is actually put the data on the data. So just oh yeah. So I guess huh. I guess like I don't know. At this point, like I'm almost tempted to just say like I'm tempted at this point to just say like I don't care what order I read this data. Like I could just like read this data in like any order, maybe, and I'm fine with that. Maybe I think I don't know. It's it would mean that like as long as there's a backlog, like we're not going to be. No, you know what? That's fine because as long as there's a backlog, we're not reading in new data anyways. So yeah, I'm just gonna say extend. Extend. Just always extend. Just every time we get the data, we'll just say Twitter data. Wait, should I do it that way? I could go to like with the multi. I wish I knew like what were like some performance metrics on like extend versus wow internet. Why is my internet still so bad? I mean, admittedly, I've been streaming for about 8 hours so far today, so it's held up pretty well so far. But no, I could I, all right, fine. I'm vaguely curious to know like what is like performance. I don't need any of these things open anymore. All right. Well, actually, I should have left that one open, but whatever. Okay, so like Python performance extend or append extend insert pop. I just want to see like some like oops, I clicked the wrong one. I just want to get like a rough idea of like is it gonna matter much like which of these approaches that I use? Like does it matter like which end I'm pulling from or like which end I'm popping from or like uh wait, so if you maybe I don't care. I was just curious like if there's like a correct way to do it. Because like it would make me feel better if I was like adding things on one end and removing things from the other end. Because it'd creep me out if I was like adding and removing things from the same end. Maybe that, although that maybe that shouldn't bother me either. Uh, I don't know. Timing difference. Hey, insert versus append and reverse. Oh, did this guy actually test it? Whoa. Huh. Oh, wait. The time taken to insert at the head of a list versus the time taken to append to a list and reverse it is typically 16, 17 times longer? Is that real? Every time you call insert, all of the pointers, yeah, right? That's what I was thinking. Like, all right. I was like, is that gonna like? I mean, like, yeah, because if you're messing with like the middle of an array, like, I don't know, or like the middle of a list, like that. But then like popping, like I feel like popping should do the same thing. And sometimes I pop from the head of a list, so like, I mean, I guess those lists aren't very long. Like those lists are only like 16 long, but like, all right. Uh, so gosh, maybe I should. Apparently, it doesn't take that long to reverse a list. So if I don't feel like working from this, no, that wouldn't really help anything. I should just. I should just. I don't know. Maybe I should just work from the same end of the list and just not care. uh. Oh yeah. I know that they do different things. Their return value from pop, however. Wait, yeah. Do they talk about pop here? I feel like they'd have to. Seems pretty relevant. Hmm. So apparently deleting list index is faster than popping. But like, is it faster than lookup and pop? Because like if you reference the list item and then delete it, is that still faster? Uh, so uh, hmm. All right, I won't worry about that too much. I'll just I don't know, because it seems like it might be the easier thing to do. I'll just huh. Yeah, I'll probably just do the simple thing and just like extend the list, and just chew from the same side I'm extending from. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. um, Again, like it'll probably be relatively infrequent that this actually piles up very high. Plus, like I can only get 200 of these things, and I can only get 200 of these things, and it takes me a full minute to make that call. So I'm planning to evaluate one of them per frame, and there are way more than 200 frames per minute. Um, I mean, if you're talking about animation, there's actually only 120 frames per minute. But I mean, like frame as in like each loop of the main loop, which happens way more than that. Okay. So, all right, I'm convinced that this should be fine. Uh, all right, cool. So yeah. So in the case, so yeah, so in either of these cases, we'll want to say Twitter data dot extend. Extend is just like appending an entire list. So we're just going to append every item of new search onto the list. And then do those other things. Oh my gosh, is this really the replacement for this other massive garbled chunk? I mean, I feel like it should be more confusing than this, more confusing and complex than this. Um, is it? I feel like it should be. But wait, no, I'm probably forgetting to update something because ceiling. Yeah, no, ceiling. So the other thing is if new search ID is less than or equal to floor, so then actually, oh yeah, so this I'm gonna restore the else case if because like this I'll put in the else case and then because I need something else to put in the else case too, and I don't think those are mutually exclusive, are they? Wait, new floor equals new search dot. No, yeah, these are not mutually exclusive. So in the case that that's not time to reset, then what we want to do is we want to set ceiling equal to new search -1 dot id. And is that literally everything that we need to do here? It'd be delightful. So delightful. Core, yeah, hey, welcome back. Yeah, this is like, I'm almost at the 8 hour mark. I'm like right around, actually, I'm like right at the 8 hour mark, right around now. So, I'm just counting down the last 10 minutes to Joris Day. Okay, so, sorry, just getting distracted by stuff. So ceiling is counting down. When we hit the bottom, ceiling and floor count up. New floor is getting reset. I think this might be literally everything. So I'm just gonna comment out the old get Twitter data because I think this is the new get Twitter data. Yeah. And so, oh yeah, that's the thing that I'm not doing yet is I need to time gate this because I'm not supposed to do this every. Oh, so for one thing, it should be while true. But then the other thing is that it should only happen if Twitter data